As an architect, you look forward to working on prime projects with iconic sites, great clients, and so on. And so when we have to work on a bathroom or a parking garage, that might feel like a very low-level project because you're just dreaming about working on a super high-rise, billion-dollar, million-dollar project, receiving all that recognition and so on. But let me tell you this, what if working on a low-level project is probably the best thing you can do for yourself? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of changing that mentality of how you think about projects on these tiers. So if you're interested, let's get started. I've been hearing this a lot in the industry over the years of interns and architects just having this huge desire to work on these iconic prime projects with great sites and with a great healthy budget. But really, the most creativity you can get from a project is actually from those so-called low-level projects, which I hate to say it that way because I do not see them that way. I personally don't see a prime project versus a low-level project versus a middle project. For me, every project should be treated with the same amount of energy, passion, and creativity. And dividing these projects in these different categories, I think is the wrong mentality because you should approach every project like it's a prime project. There should be no distinguishing factor between them. You should always think outside of the box for every project and make every project iconic. Because in the end, it's the architect that designs and brings that creativity that ultimately makes that project iconic. And it's about how you take on that challenge of bringing that project to life. And so I hate it when I hear this because it truly does bother me that we are thinking that way, because we shouldn't be thinking like that. And there's great examples of many architects that started their careers working on parking garages. And there are great examples of how they took that as a challenge to bring in more creativity and to rethink the parking garage or to rethink a power plant for that effect and to rethink the way we design and still bring creativity into the project, which ultimately makes it a prime project. Of course, a rich site helps the design process to make the project even richer, but it's not the site and it's not even the budget. It's the architect that brings that ideas and the creativity that makes the project iconic. And so when I hear that, it truly bothers me that I feel like the focus is too much on the results and what the end product is versus, and expectations too, I should add, versus the process and the creativity of that project. I just want this to be a good reminder for you that if you are working on a bathroom, make that bathroom the best bathroom. Make it iconic. How can you make that bathroom iconic? How can you make that parking garage amazing? That's what it's about. Thinking outside of the box within the challenges that you have, not waiting for that ideal project. And some of the best projects have resulted from these constraints of creativity, and amazing things happen. There's a great example, of course, of Big, where they actually took part of a parking garage with dwelling units over top, and the site is in the middle of nowhere. But look at how they thought about the concept and the creativity of the parking garage, how to integrate the parking garage with the dwelling units without it feeling like a parking garage that's dark, like most parking garages, and how to make that fun and creative. And then you have other examples of well as like Mad Architects with the Mississauga Marilyn Monroe Towers. Mississauga is quite boring, that area, but the project actually made the site iconic, and the project is now iconic, and everyone knows where to find those buildings because of the creativity that went into it and the design. And then ultimately the project becomes that prime project that you really want to work on. There's countless examples like the Herzog parking garage, which is Such a breathtaking and refreshing concept to parking garages and how they took the design of it, exposing the structure and just designing it so beautifully, but playing with the heights and levels. And now it's so iconic that weddings happen there, music videos happen there. There was even a fashion runway happening there as well within that parking garage, and people love it. And so it's more about the ideas, not necessarily the site or it being an iconic project, but rather you make the project iconic as an architect. So don't forget, as a designer and architect, you have that power. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna enjoy this video here. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure to subscribe. You can do that here. I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, bye.